What up? It's Jacob, and welcome back to my channel, Jacob Games. Um, I just finished Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, but for some reason, I could only record up to a certain point, and it wouldn't record the final battles, the final cutscenes, nothing like that. No matter what I tried, I even tried broadcasting it, and sorry about my voice, I lost it. I'm starting to get it back. But I wanted to explain kind of like the ending to you because I mean we made it this far, and so basically, Kiryu and Nagumo go up to where they're having the funeral of the old man, and I can't even pronounce his name. Uh, but Sueno and Sugi are there. They're the guys who took Haruto and Haruka. So and their plan, Kiryu's plan, is to go in there and eliminate him and get him out the picture for good. So we get there, and the guy in the red suit, I think his name is Kojimusu or something like that. And again, I know I'm butchering these names, but he was there, and you end up fighting him first. And when you beat him, and you beat up all like the little goons and stuff too, and then Sueno comes out and reveals that he has Haruka and Haruto. He says, if you don't step down, we're gonna kill him. So he kind of lets you. He beats on you for a while, beats on Kiryu for a while, Nagamo for a while, and then Yuta and the other guys show up and beat up the guys who were guarding Haruka. So when that happens, the next fight starts up, and then you get to fight Sueno, and then you beat him, and after that, there's another cutscene, and where Sugi, he's the chairman of the Tojo clan right now. That's the older man. He ends up shooting Nagamo, shoots him in the stomach area, and then he goes to start shooting uh, at Haruka and Haruto. Well, you see Yuta like jump in front of them, and as the triggers being pulled, and then Yuta looks down, he's not shot, and then it zooms out, and Kiryu has taken the shots. It's like 4 or 5 shots. Um, so that happens, and they're like, oh, they're all upset and stuff, and then I think Sugi, he takes his own life. He ends up having one more bullet left, and then he shoots himself. Uh, so Kiryu says, to Yuta, says, take care of my family, and then you see him like hang his head, and he dies. And then it goes through a cutscene, or not a cutscene. Some credits start rolling, and then after that, it shows some more cutscenes, and it's like long. It's like a bunch of them. Uh, and it shows a month later, and there's Nagamo and Someya's daughter is in that bar where Kimio served the lady who has the short hair who was in the purple. Uh, she was the one who was like captured. That's why you had to fight Somaya in the 42nd part of the part 42. Uh, that's when he was saying, "Take care of my daughter" when he died. Well, she ended up not dying. Kimio didn't. The guy in the red suit had blanks in his gun, and when he shot at her, he didn't kill her. I guess because he respected Somaya, and he really didn't like being the lapdog of Sueno and Sugi. So he put blanks in his gun. So she ended up walking in, and so now she has her daughter. So that loose end is tied up, right? Excuse me, I'm sorry. So that loose end is tied up. Then it shows Haruka and the guys talking about talking about Kiryu and like kind of going, down memory lane, not being able to process his death and stuff. And then it pans to Date and New Serena and Kemurucho, and Akiyama walks in, and Akiyama says, "Are you sure he's dead? Did you ID the body? Those kind of things." And Date said, "Yes, what I did. He's not here. We went ahead and what's it called? When they burn the body, the term left my memory. Anyway, he had no living relatives or anything like that. So Akiyama walks off, and then another scene is shown where, like, the OG Tojo clan members, Daigo and Goro, those guys are in a car, and another guy, I can't think of his name. I remember him from Part 4. He was in the prison. But they're in a limousine together, and they're talking about Goro was wanting to attack the Yomi Alliance and stuff. And you can see that Daigo is thinking about it because he's the sixth chairman, rightfully. They had put him in prison. So he's thinking about it, and he doesn't give an answer. And then it pans out to like a, and I may have some of this backwards, but it pans out to like a, showing Kiryu in a hospital bed. And this guy is talking to him, and you don't really see his face. He's a politician, basically. And he's offering millions of dollars to Kiryu to be silent, to keep him from telling the world about his secrets and whatnot. And Kiryu gave him a couple of conditions. One of them is to get Daigo out of prison, which we already saw that scene of him in the limousine. So he's out of prison. Then his other condition was that he wanted to disappear, and so to write up a death certificate and stuff like that. So Kiryu really didn't die, but he wanted to disappear to keep his family safe. So, and he trusts Daigo with the Tojo clan. He considers himself a father to Daigo. And Kiryu wrote a letter to him. It kind of went back again before we went. It went back to that scene where Yuta and Haruka's in the hospital together, and Kiryu's at a desk writing. You see him writing, and he's writing a letter about kind of like fatherhood, and he considered himself the father to Daigo. And he told him how he failed him and stuff like that, and that he could have done better, things like that. And it goes back to them three, the limousine, Daigo, Goro, and the other guy. I can't think of his name. He's like the big old huge guy. But they show him in the limousine and then reading the letter. And then they get to the Tojo clan base of operations, the place where everyone is. And everybody's bowing to him as they walk by, and he says, "We're not going to attack Hiroshima. We're going to make a pact with the Yomi Alliance and make ourselves equals." So instead of having all-out war, because that's what would have happened if Daigo would have stayed in prison, it would have been an all-out war. And that's why Kiryu wanted him out of prison in the first place, to prevent that war on the streets, civilians getting killed and caught up in the Yakuza business. So that's why that was one of his conditions. But after he makes that little, Daigo's like walking into the building, to the compound, and he says that, and Goro's like, "Kiryu, you're always 10 steps ahead," stuff like that, to himself. And then those three guys, they walk in together, and everybody's bowing to him because they're like the elite. They're like the OG Tojo clan. And when I start the new series, Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami, you'll get to see them a whole lot more because that's when they're like starting off as lower members and stuff. But yeah, then it shows Yuta and Haruka at the orphanage that Kiryu ran, that Haruka grew up in, and it shows them trying to get Haruto to walk. And like he's struggling to walk, he falls, and they cheering him on, "Get up," And as he's starting to walk, he looks over, like off to the right, and he like extends his hand out, and you can see Kiryu looking at him. And Haruka notices that he's looking out and reaching out. So when she turns to look, he's not there. But then it shows him like taking steps, and each step Haruto takes a step. It's kind of like, back and forth between those two scenes, and that's kind of how it ends. It ends like with Haruto making the steps, and Kiryu kind of just riding off into the sunset, so to speak, to really never be seen again. And that was the ending of it. And I really wish, and I'm not really explaining it really well because there's a lot of detail, but I don't know why my PlayStation wouldn't let me record that. It just wouldn't. So that's why I'm kind of giving this review of it, and so you can at least kind of maybe piece some of it together. You could probably find the videos on YouTube, but I even tried to broadcast it and it wouldn't work. And I really don't know why. It didn't make sense to me, but that's just an unfortunate thing. Hopefully the other games in the series won't do that to me. Hopefully they'll let me record everything so you can see it all. So, but we'll see. I'm still gonna finish Red Dead Redemption 2. But now that I'm done with Yakuza 6, I'm gonna start on Yakuza 0 as soon as I can. So again, I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to give you what you deserved, and I apologize for that. I just couldn't get around being able to record it. I guess I'm gonna end up having to get an Elgato or something for the future, but right now that's not possible. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. I'm back from camp, obviously, so I'll continue recording as much as I can. Hopefully I'll get my voice back. God bless y'all. I'm out.